Sorry.
First, our faces, then the audio. Test, test, 1, 2. I do believe we are alive. And all that. Oh, there we go. Put chat over here. Hello. I sent a hello in chat. To anyone who's there. It looks like there are people
Hello,
there.
hello.
Right at the start. Holy cow, we're real streamers. There are people waiting for us. Very nice people. The best people. I guess, hey Jeremy. Yeah, a good old, let us know if our audio is good and not ruinous to people's hearing. We always like when, oh, hi Eric
Yes.
Al. Oh, that's a new viewer. I don't think he's messaged me.
Oh no, I've seen him. I don't know. He's kind of weird.
Your thoughts on him?
All right, I think I might be louder than you.
Yeah, I mean, I've got you at the same setting as last week, but I mean, never let it go from week to week without change. How's that? Give a chat. Eric? Say something.
I mean, sometimes my voice changes from week to week.
Okay. Is that a bit better compared to me? Jeremy has given us an all good, which means he can still hear. Better. So, presumably we're in a good spot. All right. Well, yeah. I guess so. I guess the topic for today is continuing our topic from last week, which is just kind of like cards and effects that we liked but were printed on cards that never saw play, but maybe they still will. Who knows? But before we get into that, how was your week, Eric? How did it go? What'd you do? Do anything fun? I don't know.
anything? Yeah, no, it was great. I played some good games of Genesis. I beat Elden Ring all by myself.
Wow, you're a big boy now.
I did have some help from a friend, but it was still solo.
Yeah, it was pretty much solo.
It was solo co-op,
Yeah. Yeah, he was playing in hard mode, right? I think I remember, and taking extra damage when he had no reason to for the entire duration of the game.
Yeah, something about that.
Hard mode.
Yeah. I guess to clarify, we both played it in seamless.
Yeah, we did a little meme theme build. So I was Thor, so I was doing exclusively hammers and lightning.
Yeah, and I was a Black Knife Assassin.
Yeah, because we're at the point where we're cosplaying when we're playing video games now. Now, this is the stage we're at. Cool.
Well, should we be real YouTubers and just watch all of the hype around the new DLC and not create content, but just just go, wow, oh my god, that's so cool,
Well, I mean, new content. Apparently, you told me that one of the new weapons is throwing hammers. So I'm just
they have throwing axes, hammers, and spears.
I just finished my hammer run. And now they do this to me. I just finished being Thor, and now there's throwable hammers. Come on, guys. Ugh.
I mean, you didn't beat the DLC as Thor.
Well, it'd be remiss if I didn't ask, so what were the games of Genesis you played? This is a Genesis stream on occasion. So, you said you played some good games of Genesis?
Yeah, I don't think we can talk about those.
Oh, okay. Got it. Testing, right. We're both on the testing team. We're allowed to say that.
Are we?
I believe so.
I don't know. Jeff, can we say that?
Yeah, Jeff, let us know if you could tell people stuff we've already said. We apologize if we can't. But okay, yeah. So I was there for some of those good games of Genesis, or maybe I was there for the bad ones. Okay, Jeff confirms there is no testing, so we don't know what we were testing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't Genesis, apparently. Excellent. Everything is birthed into the world fully formed.
Yeah. I was actually just born yesterday. This is true.
Cool. What was I? I mean, my week. Well, the past.
Oh
Couple
yeah,
of
how was
days,
your week? Wow.
Yeah,
Let me
my
ask you
week, my
that.
week was pretty good. I guess I also played some games in Genesis. Not Genesis stuff, but other card games. We're doing Cube Night. If those don't, because I'm a big limited player, I'm excited to play Genesis limited once. Who knows? Like Metamorphosis comes out and all that. Though I guess we need a couple more cards. There's not quite enough cards yet in Metamorphosis, as far as we know.
Yeah. We need more spoilers, please.
Yeah, more spoilers, please. Jeff, give us more spoilers. Not us specifically, but just the world. Give the world.
Yes. Oh, look at I guess the cat's out of the bag. Yes. So,
yeah, so we are allowed to say that.
Yeah, we both are on the testing team.
But
we are the people that yell at Will.
Yeah.
When Will's like he's got people yelling at him. That's us.
Yeah, we are in fact the Peanut Gallery. That is us. But yeah, I've been frantically sleeving up with some help an Unstable Cube for which is Unstable.
Wow.
Is a Magic set. It's a parody joke set. And we're having a cube night at my local card game club because I live close to the University of Waterloo, so I'm friends with it. And then so I've been frantically sleeving up because people were being voting, and Unstable is one of the most popular votes for what set people want to do on a cube night. So so I was frantically sleeving that up with silver sleeves for the silver border cube. But anyway, I guess that's enough of what our day is.
Hey,
nice intro.
more spoilers.
Yeah, I guess hot off the presses. Jeff Facino, they should be not spoiled on the way in the next week or two. And another content creator planning to do another spoiler. Sick. So it's I love content creator spoilers because it means we get more than one a week. Theoretically. Because we can't sustain one a week or it will be, assuming it's the size of a normal set, it will be next year before we get to play Metamorphosis, and that can't be true. No way. Might even be the following year. I don't know, depending on how many cards are in the set. There's only 52 weeks in a year, so yeah, actually, if there's more than 100 cards in the set, we can't wait till 2026 to play Metamorphosis Edge of Exile. We need to increase spoiler cadence. It's imperative.
Yes. And they can't. They obviously need to spoil every card before they can reach the set. Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's get our ugly mugs.
Push
them to the side.
Yeah, get them out of here.
And let's look at
see this more ugly mugs.
Yeah. So we were wrapping up Origins with Chaos, the final affiliation. So our first card is Chaotic Manipulation. So this is a 7-chi Tsunami Awareness.
And actually, before let's just remind everyone these are cards, because it's not in the title or anything, or it's not on the screen, but it's just
anymore. Yeah.
It is the title, I guess. But yeah, so these are cards that have cool effects that don't see play. So yeah, let's go. Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead. You already mentioned that, but that was 10 minutes ago.
Oh, Jeremy's directly attacking us. They're releasing spoilers at the rate we do analysis, so that we can keep up. Rude. But maybe we go deep. I'm okay to take that on the chin. But yeah, Chaotic Manipulation, 7-chi Tsunami Awareness, 12 aura, swift cast, 2 targets in Chaotic Manipulation's awareness, switch places. So this is just a really cool effect. Just looking at the effect and the cost, it's pretty reasonable. Maybe could be a bit cheaper, who knows? But it's just the problem is just at 7-chi, and it's such a conditional effect, conditional reactive effect at 7-chi, it's hard to justify. But such a cool card. Anything you want to add there, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, just looking at it, we talk about the arena and moving, the moving aspect and control, area control is such a cool part of Genesis, and this allows for quite a bit of weird control that isn't really seen in any other card, right? Switching your opponent's thing so they miss attacks, switching your thing so you can move them closer together, doing either of the others because it can be any other targets.
Yeah, alterations. You can swap an alteration and a summon. Spots, right?
True,
2 targets. Just 2 targets.
Oh yeah, you can do This is how you can get quicksand on somebody, you know, for the quicksand deck people. But but it's at 7 chi, right? Like we want our
Yeah.
7 chis to be our game-winning cards, right? Like not slap it down and I win the game, but like a powerful threat
Yeah,
that
something that
does
must
something power
be
that
paid
something's
attention to.
yeah. And this is not it, right? Like this could be a 5 chi, right? If they lower this card to 5 chi and change nothing else, this might see some
Hmm.
play. And that is kind of how crazy. Like it would probably be a decent card, and it would probably be put in some decks, and you'd
Yeah.
see some nice cool plays on it. But
Like
I don't
imagine
think it
being
would
a
overtake the
summoner, right?
metagame.
You just have your
Mhm.
guys out in front, someone comes up to hit you, and you're just like, whoop,
Mhm.
switcheroo. Like
Yeah.
it's a great support card for like a summoner
Yeah.
style
Exactly.
deck. But
Yeah, and when you think about it, like movement tech is a lot of times Swift speed movement tech is a lot of times at 5 cheese. This is like kind of like a protection slash interactive spell. So if this was literally 2 chi lower and nothing else has changed, this wouldn't break the game. And so the fact that 7 chi is like so overcosted that it doesn't make sense to put in your deck.
yeah. So yeah, really fun card. Far more interesting use of the tsunami awareness than just like,
Mm-hmm. Tsunami.
yeah, hit tsunami. But I mean like I guess we have to hit people to win the game, or sorry,
Mm-hmm.
hit
Yeah.
cards. Don't actually hit
Yeah.
people.
Until there's alternate win cons, you'd still need to kill your opponent.
Yeah, rude. Cool. And there's only one more in chaos. So let me just pull that up. Where did you go? All the cards. There's all the cards. And that is oh, go up. Go up. Nope, go down. I'm getting so confused by the epics.
Yeah. So,
There it
Jeff,
is.
how's it been going? I know you've been, Will's been filling in for you, but hopefully everything's going well this summer.
Oh
You've
yeah,
been
very
doing all
much.
right.
But yeah, here we
Um,
are. Wave of Death.
yeah, Wave of Death. Hey, it's another 7 chi card that doesn't win the game. Hey.
Yeah. So this is yeah, so adjacent awareness, so forward, left, right, behind. Swift cast 1 health and 17 aura to kill all summons in Wave of Death's awareness. So in my mind, this is kind of it feels like a fighter clears things out the way kind of card. Like you want to dive in, you get surrounded, maybe you tank 1 hit, but then when the bigger thing comes to hit you, you have this ready. What are your thoughts, Eric?
Um, going great. Yep. Just
oh
okay. Yeah, yeah, definitely, Jeff. Yeah, no,
yeah,
sounds
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I'm glad everything's okay. Yeah, no, that's good to hear. Cool. Yeah. So, what do I think about Wave of Death? Yeah. So I think you kind of mentioned it or touched on it, right? Like, while it's cool that there's like an AOE, kill summons, it's usually going to be kill 1 summon or tank that damage and kill 2 summons. I would say, right? Like that's kind of like what you're looking at. And then it's a card that doesn't kill your opponent, right? It just kills summons. And I think as the power of summons goes up, this could actually eventually see play, right? Like,
Mm.
like let's take a look at like Pull to the Grave, right? That was in Invasions. That's at 6 chi and actually deals damage, right? And it costs less. So less chi, less aura cost. I think it still costs 1 health. And that does damage, and 4 damage is enough to kill most summons. So that one is oftentimes just going to be way better, right? You don't mind having, like this is bad with if you have too many in your hand, right? You don't want like 3 of these in your hand. That's bad. But
Yeah.
you wouldn't mind having 3 Pull to the Grave. So like, why not put the cheaper chi card? That being said, if we start seeing some like harder to kill summons, right? Like summons with 5, 6, 7, 10, 20 health. Okay.
Or just healing becoming better, you know?
Yeah, or just exactly. Healing defensive cards becoming better. Then this card might actually see play, right? And then you also like the angel decks, right? The Titan decks, they have like what is it? It's just like target summon can't take damage. Like, can you kill a summon? I'm trying to remember this exact wording. are those protective cards in the Angel deck? Do they say can't be destroyed or just doesn't take damage?
I believe it
Um,
prevents damage.
so if it prevents
Yeah.
damage, yeah, exactly. So kills power. Yeah, it overrides a lot of the protection. Exactly, right. Um, and that hasn't really been that necessary so far. But I think we've seen natural causes in this card as like just destroy a summon or kill a summon. Prevents damage. Okay, thanks, Will. Exactly. So, so this could come into play when we see some more, if we see some more, defensive cards on high health summons.
Yeah. In fact, of all the cards that we've been discussing last week in this one, this is the card voted most likely to be completely fine when competitive play hits. Not saying that it would be, but if there's a card that we've talked about which may just actually be fine and see play, whether it's like Forethoughts, which is sideboard for Genesis, or whatever. It's probably this one because like it's not a bad card. It's just it's the niche, like it's hard to justify answers at high chi, especially when they don't actually convert into killing the opposing champion, right? Damaging the opposing champion. That's another like pull from the grave, like using the same thing. Like it's like it can be used for 4 damage to a champion, which is gonna put it ahead, as well as it being lower chi.
Yeah, and for those that are wondering, that 100% of the vote, it's us too. So,
yeah, so yeah, it's either 0, 50%, or 100% of the vote, and it got 100% of the vote.
Yeah, and not only did this get 100% of the vote, but it got the highest 100% of the vote, the most 100% of the vote. Some of them were 100% of the vote. This got more 100% of the vote.
Yeah, great point out, Jeremy. Swift is also great because natural causes is action speed.
True.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Well, with that, oh no, we don't need to. Let's pop over to our last set, which is
yeah. So we figured we would take a little look at J2 because J2 is pretty easily accessible, right, these days?
Yeah, it's the most reasonably accessible of the cards of the older cards, I'd say. Anything pre-Origins. Cool. And we'll start by hopping into Bellum for one of my favorite cards, and one that I built, like, went into my first deck, like, cards you own plus Nubia, because you come from other card games and you're like, drawing cards is amazing. What? I can draw cards. So everyone's first deck in Genesis, just Nubia plus whatever pile cards of yellow and Axon cards, Bellum and Axon cards you have.
Yeah, I mean, I've told my first deck was long because I was just like, I can't build Nubia deck. Nubia's for noobs.
The rhyming got you. All right. So like this is like let's just look at what this gentleman does, right? So he's like 5 chi, 3 health, forward, left, right awareness, like solid awareness. It's got a holy attack 3 at swift speed. It's got a swift area attack 2, like clearing the way from a lot of dinky summons. It's got that too. And then its beckon cost is like 11 aura and 2 energy, which is not a lot of energy, even if you don't have any energy reduction. And that's just the beckon. Like, it's just a solidly static guy, I guess, for the time. And then, unfortunately, we're looking for 5 cheese with, like, an upside that isn't just, like, another attack vector. Like, it should have, like, an extra, maybe attack. Yeah. It's a 4/3, or it's a
it does have 4. Good awareness, too, right?
Yeah, and it does have a good awareness. So it's like, just a sweet card that I feel has maybe become outscaled with time.
Yeah, it's hard to play 5 chi summons that die to Tsunami.
Yeah, right. It really is.
I think this was interesting. I saw with the Necrolich, right? You would play Kappa's Necrolich, and this was like one of the best 5 chis to get back from that. But pre-Bazin, right?
Yeah.
With Bazin now you can get LM, but and yeah, so like when you don't have to pay it, because at 3/3 you can get it for 9 aura, right? So paying 2 aura and 2 energy for a 3/3 you have to get value out of its extra awareness and extra swift whole area attack, or else you're overpaying for the 3/3. And you don't always get that, right? Like that's not always the case. But it is kind of cool. It is kind of a sweet design. Has some interesting aspects to it. But yeah, it just has been I guess power crept a little bit out of the game.
Yeah,
But it's
and
also
cost
just like
crept.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, like you're
That's
saying, you
all
could
it
knock the
is.
energy cost off and it'd still be tough to justify. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Our next one is also a bone card. What just happened there? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Cool. A bit further up. There we are.
Yeah.
This is
Or a
such
health
a sick
buff, yeah.
card.
Yeah, like if it had one more health, right? Like
Yeah.
you just don't want your expensive 5 chi to get to die to a tsunami.
Yeah, you want people's answers to always be higher in chi, right? So they're like, on average, you're like coming out ahead in card quality, so to speak, right?
Mhm.
If they have to burn more.
Yeah, you want their answers to be worse than your threats, and you want your answer to be better than their threats.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But high dualis. So 6 chi, forward awareness. Swift fire attack 3 for 7 energy with a stun trigger. If anything is dealt fire damage by high dualis, they gain stun to the end of the round, which is you can't move or rotate. And then same energy cost, water attack 3. Push, if anything is dealt water damage by high dualis, they move 1 spot away from you. So in terms of rate, it's reasonable. Like if you could do like some like theming, probably would like to get like, I mean, like this is actually kind of in the spot, right? Because like if 5 chi called shot is dealing 3 damage, this is 6 chi, 3 damage with a little incidental upside. But I think Eric, you said you tried to build a deck with this. Or you wanted to, maybe?
Again, when it was cards I own deck, right? Like this went in there because it was like, hey, it's a rare card and Bellum, let me try it. Yeah, it's so much energy. 7 is rough. And it's not something you can just like play around with. So it costs too much chi and it costs too much energy. And if I wanted to stop my opponent from moving, I would play snare. If I wanted to play push, if I wanted to push something, I would just kill them instead of pushing them.
Yeah.
Or I would play like knockback or something like that, right? Like so there's just like saving the chi so you can have better cards, right? Like the card itself, like I can see where they're going for it, where they have like 2 different effects, so you're overpaying so you can get 2 different effects, but neither effects are good enough. And you're overpaying on chi and energy.
Also, like I feel like some more diversity between the 2 could be like interesting. Like for example, like maybe one of them, because like stun and push is like they're okay, but if it was like, I don't know, maybe one of them, if it's hitting a summon, it does a bit more damage. Is like the fire version, and then the water version is like, you know, like something like that. But yeah, the cost is nothing. And like, what if I told you by going up 1 chi, you could get to 4 damage, hit forward and far forward, and its area, so it doesn't target, which is relevant for some other stuff. Like it's just unfortunately like the existence of bolt shot, which is like,
and it costs less.
And yeah, and it will cost a lot less. Like go down to 4 energy. Like it's yeah, it's just
if you ever think about putting this in your deck, just put called shot instead.
Yeah,
or
call shot or
bolt
bolt shot. Yeah, like you either lose a chi for just getting a better awareness and the same amount of damage, or gain a chi and get 1 more damage. It's just like it's in the sweet spot where it's just worse than just 2 other cards, which one is 1 less and one is 1 more. In terms of chi.
Yeah, Will is right. It's too far from the power level the game is currently. Yeah.
But
as a concept, and the reason it's on this list, right? Yeah, exactly. As a concept, because you have 2 different effects on 1 card. I like to see modal cards. The issue is at least 1 effect needs to be on rate, and the other effect needs to be niche. Basically,
but powerful.
For like
niche but powerful,
but niche but powerful.
Yeah.
For like modal cards to really be good, right? Like if you think about a braid, in Magic, like
Mm.
something like that. That was a powerful modal card. Um, I won't get into it, but if you know, you know. Um, but yeah,
Right.
so many better options now. Agreed.
Yeah. But yeah, and yeah, so but also just modal cards as a concept, so much design space there. Like holy, like the
Yeah,
depths of
hint, hint,
Genesis have
will.
not been plumbed. Cool. All right, moving on to Thymos. Why is it? Oh, I guess I misclick and then it goes to the next card. So we're gonna pop over into Instill Vigor. So what we got here? 5G, forward awareness, action speed, cast. 9 aura. Target summon in Instill Vigor's awareness gains 2 health. The next attack ability they play deals an additional 2 damage this round. Okay, so what are you thinking here, Eric?
I mean, it is quite an interesting card. Um, yeah, I agree, Will. Yeah, you have to be very careful with them.
Mm.
But it does make it fun, and I hate being stuck in a situation where I can't do anything, and my choices don't matter. Which is why I like those type of cards. But also at the same time, you don't want every card to do everything. So it's tough. So good luck. Anyway, so
The fact
but yeah,
that it's tough is your problem.
so Instill Vigor, yeah. So target. So on the surface level, this does seem like it could be pretty decent, right? Because it's 2 health and 2 damage. It is 2 damage this round, so you need to go before you summon. So if your opponent, and it's also action speed, so you need because you need to go before your opponent. Your opponent can try to kill it in response, which is like any type of buff card, a 2-for-1, right? Because you lose this card if your summon dies. So that's bad. But let's say your summon's like safe, and you're like, oh, it's not gonna die. Well, now that someone knows to get in and do the damage, which can be a little tough. Maybe you have a giant scorpion with a long range, and you're like, oh, I know it's gonna get that hit. And actually, giant scorpion is great with this card. but yeah, it's just. I guess that's it, right? It's just like you're doing 2 damage. It's very conditional 2 damage on a 5G.
Yeah.
And we see stuff like Cold Shot, right? That we just talked about. It's 5G and just 3 damage right off the bat at Swift speed. So that's kind of what it's competing with. And I think that's kind of.
There's
the way
a couple
it is, right?
other stuff I'll hit on it too, because like
Go for it.
just being limited to the forward awareness. Like, what's one of the main benefits in terms of the arena of having summons? It's so you can send your summons, like, be kind of keeping back, and then have your summons doing the fighting and damaging for it, and hopefully getting multiple rounds of damage. You have to be either doing a single move turn, so you have to be close enough where that's viable to try and heal something up if it's away from you, or like have a summon just like hanging out in front of you to get this benefit, and then it gets to go out, which is like it's that's really hard to maneuver. So the awareness is, I think, far more constricting than it needed to be. And then the other thing is that, like, for me, one of the main benefits of having not just summon but summons, and hopefully more things on the board than your opponent, is that you get to push your champion's turn, your most powerful turn in any round, further back in the turn order, right? Like, you have your champion go last. That's typically where summon based decks want to be with their like turn order. But this is action, so we need to go first, apply it to something that is your summon, and then like maybe you also summon some other guys, but you're kind of like you're setting yourselves up for like a blowout almost, right? Because like you've got summon in front of you. If you bring in more summons, which you're a summoner deck, you probably want to be keeping threats on the board. Like you're playing directly into a tsunami awareness unless you summon behind you. Like but you need them like in a area where they can pressure. Like it's just like there's so many like little frustrations with this card between the lack of the awareness and like the action speed, that it just kind of it's doing. The text is doing things that summoner decks wants, but the rest of the card is fighting with it. to prevent you from being able to actually
Yeah, and
play it.
also another thing to bring up is that it's a attack ability, so that means it doesn't work with cast summons.
Yeah, it could
Just
be
another thing.
yeah, the next, and like also yeah, like it could
The
just
next
be the
damaging
next,
ability they
or
play.
even just the next time they deal 2 more damage. Like imagine if it was Swift Speed and you can just like in the middle of like an interesting stack, just have bop. Okay, I'm gonna heal up this summon and make its attack do a bit more damage. Right? Like it'd be really interesting.
And like, how many card games have give a summon +2/+2 at Swift Speed? That's a pretty normal effect, right? That's basically what this is doing. Like that's and so the fact that this is like imagine not being able to do that in response, right? So yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, I could see this theoretically being played in new Odara, right? Because like Odara could, right, have the blitz on anything. So you play something, hit it with the Install Vigor, smack it with your whip, and have it go because it kind of offsets that. Maybe.
Yeah, like you have something move up hit, and then Odara comes up and then goes with the Instill Vigor into a hit, into a spur.
Yeah, exactly. That too. Yeah, because she can go last and still have the summon get the damage off. Yeah. So that is something that could happen. I think there's probably better ways of doing that, but that's the best case scenario I can see of this card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see. You're right. Next time it deals 2 damage, and just baseline, remove end of the round and attack, and turn it to Swift. Maybe add like an aura or 2 to it or something like that. I see this.
Such a cool effect to have, just like be trapped at action speed and with just a very limited awareness. But I mean, again, we fundamentally like what the card's trying to do, which is why I made this list. Cool. That was the only card from Axon in J2 that we wanted to talk about. So in Timeless. So now we're going to Axon, for kind of a blast maybe from the past, because I think I saw a play a while back. But look at this awareness. Isn't it great? It's like it's like the tip of a spear almost. Like but 6G far backwards awareness, I guess is what we call this. Swift move, 10 aura and 3 energy, so not actually unreasonable, and move to a spot in Smoke Bomb's awareness. Like, look at this get out of jail card, right? Like, I feel like we haven't really seen, like, Diving Juke maybe is kind of the closest, but yeah, like, where is our moving backwards awareness?
Yeah, right, like look at a Evade Right or something like that.
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't this replaced? Wait, what?
What has replaced mean?
Oh, backstep. That's right. Wasn't there a backstep? Is that a card?
Is there backstep? Okay. What set is that from? We can take a look and see. Because if they say on our face, we want to find out.
Origins. Is that Origins? Phage? Origins?
Where we are. Origins. Backstep and Phage.
Axon 4-chi?
Axon 4-chi. Let's go.
4-chi in Origins, really?
Oh, you wait by B. Backstep. Oh, okay, so yeah. Wait, why isn't it? Reveal your... Okay, so apparently I can't...
It's right. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there. I see.
No, I can show up away. I can show up...
Oh yeah, it's not coming up. Wait, what is going on?
This specific, it's there. I don't know if there's a bug maybe on the website because I'm doing. Oh, there we go.
That's super.
Okay, that was super weird. It was giving a black screen. Okay. Cool. All right. So, backstep is actually what we're talking about.
Yay.
But
all right,
cool.
Ignore Smoke Bomb. Yeah.
Yeah, ignore Smoke Bomb. So yeah, more evasion like
so
this.
It's actually this is 5G. Will lie to us.
Yeah.
Jeff was right. We need to check Will's work.
Yeah. Because yeah.
And I guess you need to check our work too. But yeah,
no,
I mean,
it's lower. So yeah, just to do a quick compare. So lower the chi by 1, and then get rid of
and the cost by a billion.
All right. So I mean, it's funny I guess we got a little bit of what we wanted. But just more of it. We want more of this movement in the game. So it's not just backstep. Like, give us some other colors as well.
Evade left. Let's go.
Yeah. uh,
Um, 600 plus cards in the brain. I bet. I bet. Um,
but I guess this is a. I mean, this
but
is a
but that
win,
actually
right?
proves our point,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, maybe this is an example of our point, I guess, right?
Hmm.
If we assume Backstep doesn't exist, and then we see a card like Shadow Step, I'm like, oh, that's cool, but like we can't, that's unplayable at this stage and age. But like, boom, Backstep exists. Great, wonderful. But yeah, I think this kind of proves our point. Well,
Yeah.
also, I forgot this card existed, so whatever.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's no problem. Yeah, unplayable.
But no, yeah. But yeah. Let's see this in other colors too, like and more moving backwards in general. Right, diving juke is great, but also goes forward. Like, I'd love to
Yeah.
see some interesting because it fundamentally is a reactive card. Because like generally you don't need to move backwards to hit someone.
hmm
When you start the game, you almost can't move backwards if we're being frank. Um, so it's just kind of like an interesting, I think, yeah, lower chi um, uh, effect to have. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. So I can't read what you said, Will, because that little heart thing is like in the way. I don't like. Why is that there?
like
It's so
his
annoying.
last message is, which is interesting. Like this still not there. Like is this still not there? Is what Will is saying. So yeah, I mean, because
Oh,
like
like is backstep playable? Yeah, that's a good point. Because like I guess the issue, as you just pointed out, is this is only reactive, right? Like
yeah,
you're not really going to be playing this to get closer to the opponent, unlike something like diving juke. Um,
yeah, like your
and like
fighters, like this is a get out of jail card. Yeah, like your fighters don't
yeah.
want to make sure they can always move in.
And the thing is, though, I don't know if even reducing the cost is going to help, right? Like, even if it was 0, it might see a slightly more play, but it's still, I don't know. It's tough
Yeah,
to say.
I will say, like we talked about modal cards earlier. This would be a sweet kind of effect to have on a modal card, right? Uh, like like maybe it's just like a punch or something. Like maybe it's a 2 damage punch, but it can also be just backstep, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, like in Dark Souls, you can roll back, or you can do a backstep into a lunge attack, right?
you can roll just into the attack. Yeah, exactly. All games are
No, no,
Dark
you
Souls.
roll, you can roll, you can do a backstep lunge attack. Like, if you just do neutral B into attack,
Oh yes.
you do like a lunge attack, and like it's great in PvP. Warp Strike overshadows all action movement. 100% true.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
And I'm kind of okay with it because I love that card. But I mean,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So basically, if, you need to be able to deal damage on your movement for it to be good.
cool. All right, let's hop back to J2. For
Let's take a back step to J2.
Yeah, take a back step to J2, and now we're off to Chaos. Which our first card is. Oh my gosh, why is Chaos so far to the bottom? Well, it's the last color. Makes sense. All right, go down, go down, go down. There it goes. Manghoul.
Yep, the same cheese back step exactly, right? Like, and if for those who have seen our turn counter video, and maybe we'll go over that again, just so people can see it. Paying less doesn't really win you games. In fact, what you want to actually time it so that you end the game when you run out of resources, because that's like the best thing to do, right? Because that means you're playing the best cards in this slot, right? You want to have 0 aura and no cards left in your deck, or 1 card left in your deck when you win the game. So so like saving 9 aura and 1 energy compared to like warp strike and backstep is like not worth it when generally speaking, if you run the turn counter. Yeah, so Manghoul.
Okay, so let's look at this.
Ghoul.
Let's break it down. So 6 chi, 4 awareness, pretty standard. 4 health and 4 water attack for 18 aura. And we got a trigger. At the beginning of Manghoul's turn, it may move to a spot adjacent to a target in its awareness. Interesting ability. Interesting stats. Unfortunately, I mean, kind of expensive, right?
Cripplingly expensive. Like, just like so overcosted. Yeah. That was a raise card. Yeah. Okay, that explains it. Yeah. No, the cost is just so high. I don't know, Will. What would you think the cost on this should be? 13 aura.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
I put it around there. Yeah, 12, 13.
maybe. Yeah, 12 to 13.
Because
If I had to take a guess.
the stats are just about
Stats are
there.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
stats are fine at 4/4, at 6G. It's got a really interesting ability, right? Like, at the beginning of
mm,
its turn, move to a spot, adjacent to it. The issue is another issue, right? Is that it's actually quite difficult to have a target in your awareness if your awareness is forward. If at the start of your turn,
yeah,
um, this is just warp. Yeah,
yeah. Like what makes
yeah,
the
it's
most
just like a
sense
warp.
is just like if you're moving up and then summoning it behind you, so then it gets to like
Yeah,
jump to the spot in front of you at the start of its turn and then immediately
yeah.
move forward like that. That's like the most effective use case.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, exactly. So it can be kind of defensive. Like you put it behind you, defend it, and then it warps in front, and then can move forward like normal.
yeah,
Um, but even with that cool movement ability, it's still just a overcosted 4/4 in the end, and that's kind of the problem.
yeah.
So it would be kind of cool to have something, I guess we had and we also brought up Flingle, right? Like so having these like warp things on a card is kind of cool, but it can be kind of tough to use them properly.
Oh, nice. So Will's mentioning using with Bosin. So because of the diagonal summoning on the diagonals, you could just like put Mangle in a like adjacent left or right spot, and then summon another summon like a cheaper 3-chi or something in front of it. So then it gets to jump even further. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. Like you could do that, or you could play like good cards, right? Like
Yeah, I mean, like if you
emergent
go to
worm.
7-chi, the same aura gets you so much more, so much more.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
if you stay at this sheet, you just play emergent worm, right?
yeah,
So you save 7 aura.
yeah. Cool. But yeah, cool card, interesting. But yeah, numbers unfortunately don't get there, which is why it's on the list. Cool. Every time I miss, and we keep on seeing that pillar, being haunted by it. All right, next one here, Yamaduda. So look at this: 4 chi, 4 awareness, 2 health. You can only play Yamaduda's Resurrect ability if another summon has been killed this round. Makes sense. And then quick Resurrect Beckon for 6 chi. So a quick Resurrect Beckon. Place Yamaduda on a spot where summon has been killed this round, facing the same direction as you. Then exert it. Sorry. And we got Swift Dark Attack 2. So this is like sweet. But again, it's kind of like the stats are just not there anymore. Like you're jumping through so many hoops to get a 2/2.
Yeah.
With just a forward awareness. Yeah, I know.
I would say
yeah.
Resurrect Beckons in general. This could just be all Resurrect Beckons. Have some issues, right? Because it's never a guarantee. You can't say I'm gonna draw it and play it this turn because there's so much restriction towards it.
Yeah, and sometimes a turn order can like really frustrate you with Resurrect
Yeah.
Beckons.
Which is this can kind of get around that because it's got quick.
Yes,
Right.
which
So
is like a great,
that's nice.
like more quick Resurrect Beckons. I'll say, like whatever this has to be, because it also helps with just like the whole like going first is the best kind of concept, which like I remember when the card pool was lower and more blitz summons were played. There was some really interesting where like the blitz deck doesn't want to go first; they want to go second. So on that first turn, after the thing, they can immediately go and start pressuring. But I don't know. It feels time is going on. Stats competitor that maybe popped off. But yeah, more quick Resurrect Beckons to make that kind of turn order thing not as big a deal. And I mean, it's just so much fun though. Right? Like something died, haha! At the last moment, Ba-ba!
Yeah, and it does seem cool. I did put this in decks and like, but again, right? Like you play it and it's like, okay, I played my 6 or a 2/2, great.
Yeah.
So like, even if you can get out, it's not an interesting. Like the card itself isn't like the numbers aren't good enough. Doesn't really have a cool ability, but like the quick Resurrect Beacon is its cool ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blitz. Yeah, can we get a quick Resurrect Beacon with Blitz and it's a 2/2?
Yeah. I mean, like combine this. I mean, it's a different faction, but combine this with Chain Carver, right? The harassment that Chain Carver does, and it's also just a quick I mean Cosmo Aurora, but like it's also just a quick beckon, but without the resurrect.
Yeah. What if we had something like that? That was a Thymos Chaos, dual color, 4 chi, 2/2 quick resurrect back into Blitz, right? Like imagine something like that. That'd be kind of cool. I could just cost health, yeah, maybe. Because like with so pairing Blitz with Resurrect makes it so that you can't just go second and rush people down on turn 1, right? So it turns it makes it so it's harder to just like blitz your opponent out and like rush them down.
Yeah, no, I like it like that.
Because there's like a little bit of a but I don't know. That's just an idea that popped in my head because Jeremy said make it have blitz. So I guess it was Jeremy's idea. Wait, let me take some notes. Yes, write that down. Write that down.
Yes. All right. Why does Air Pillow keep showing up every time? Okay, I'm at the point where I don't think this is my fault because I just keep on clicking the X and it's
I think Air Pillow just wants to be in the list.
All right.
But Air Pillow can't be in the list because it was too strong. It was in an OTK deck, so it can't be in this list.
All right, our last card for today for our stream. And I guess a little bit shorter stream today, but no big deal. Unless we talk about this for 50 minutes into your standard league stream.
That's
we'll
very
find
possible.
out what happens. So 6 chi. X health cost action. Puppet control. Target enemy in puppet control's awareness with chi X or less becomes your ally. Making friends. What's wrong with making friends? So yeah, I know. What are your thoughts here, Eric?
This some group of people spoiled a card 2 weeks ago that kind of knocks this card out of any chance at it being played, right? So this is a very powerful effect, right? Mind control effects. Taking control of opponents' things. It's always pretty cool. I'm surprised that I think if we had known that the Angel decks were gonna be strong at the last championship, this would have seen play. But the Bolt Walker Nubia style decks was so like hyped up that the Angel decks kind of fell under the radar. Which is kind of funny considering how Angel Nubia was like such a big thing before that. That could have been a decent counter to that. But one thing in Genesis is health. I mean, in every card game, health is a resource, and you should use it to your best ability. But Genesis, like health is like losing health is like feels like such a bigger deal in Genesis than it does in Magic or like other card games I've played. Because I guess that would need another whole other stream to get into that. So we're not going to get into that. But so like so why else is this not see plays? Not only paying health, but it's also at action speed, right? Like we've talked about action speed always being tough to do. And then on top of that, it's because it's action speed, and it only has that forward awareness. Say you go up to your opponent and you play this. They can then hit you with that summon, and then you've taken the damage of that summon, which is probably going to be a lot, because if you're taking it, then it's probably a good summon. And you're paying the extra one. So imagine you do this to an Angel and he was 14 health. Trying to puppet control an Angel.
I mean, even without that, right? Like in a finite resources game, and again, where health feels a lot more important throughout the like the setup and like the mid game of it, you can't pay basically what the opponent wants an Angel to do to you, which is like 6 damage. Like ideally, of course, they want the Angel to stick around and just like hit you for, I don't know, 6, 12, 18. But getting 8 damage from the Angel, like it kind of feels like you're giving the opponent what they want to try and steal it, and like the setup has to be there, the action speed problems that you mentioned, like it's just like the cost is too high. to try and grab this effect. Like maybe if it was like I don't know half X or 2X, I don't know where the chi is 2X or less, something like that. So you pay four health to steal a HE. Like maybe it could have maybe snuck in there, but it's just like it asks for so much, and then like if things go wrong, that's in a good case scenario. You're taking 14, and then you have an angel, but like they got the damage they needed out of that angel. They can probably just try and finish you off.
Cost is too damn high. Yeah. And I think, I mean, I do think that I would pay life in this card to steal an angel, but that's probably the only card I can think of where I'd actually want to steal it, right? Because like I'm trying to think like what are some like other powerful cards like Chrono Walker. You just had to pay 6 health for that, but like but its effect, its power is, it does have decent stats, so it's not terrible, but its power is its enter the battlefield effect, right? Enter the arena effect. Emergent Worm. Imagine paying 6 life for an Emergent Worm one. You know, that's terrible. And like I'm trying to think of like other cards, but like so it's probably worth it kind of to steal like an HE, but it isn't really worth it to steal other things, right? That's like way too much. So
you're gonna play 3 health to steal a 3 chi, like a 1/1.
Right? It's like okay, yeah, thanks, great, that's fine. So yeah, I think that's on top of it, right? Like if you can steal the angel, you probably will, and it's it hurts, but you wouldn't want to steal anything else.
Yeah.
With tsunami awareness could work. Yeah, something like that, right? I mean, you can say that about a lot of things.
Yeah.
But so Titan actually, Nubia Angels was like the Nubia deck, and then then there was like a bunch of those like tournaments leading up to the championship, and I think the Bolt Walker Nubia style deck like popped up, and it was like, oh wow, this is way stronger than the Angels. So then a lot of people, including us, were talking about the Bolt Walker decks and how they were so strong. But the Germans, they were smart, and they planned out and made actually a really good deck that a lot of people were preparing for it. I wasn't preparing for it because I was just like, oh, if you're gonna play Nubia, why not play the Bolt Walker version, not the Angel version? So the Angel version with the Titan, basically the Nubia Titan style, won the championship, right?
Yeah.
I think a large part of it is because a lot of people were prepared for it, right? Like it was 3 Katos and a Nubia right in the top 4.
Yeah.
And I don't think any of the Katos had like a deck that was like really tuned for it. I think mine was maybe the best tuned.
Yours was the closest, yeah. Which I
did actually win.
All the Kato players, they all agreed.
Yeah, and I did win again. I did beat him 2-1 in Swiss.
Yeah.
The only person to have beaten that deck in the entire tournament. But it wasn't a good matchup for me. I got pretty lucky that first go around, and I think he learned his lesson the second time.
Yeah, but even going further back, Jeremy, like Titan decks have been a thing from the beginning of the game. Just kind of like, you have your damage sources, you have solid cards, and then you have like a big must answer threat, whether it's an Angel or a Biment or I guess Lightless Tibicina, I think, popped up for a little while in like maybe a Dearest builds. But having a teammate that is a big boy that hits hard has been like a style of deck right from the start of Genesis. So the Titan deck as an archetype is very much part of Genesis's history, and probably its future too, because I mean, what's not to love, right?
Yeah, I mean, no one gets mad at Boggles, right?
Comparing Ancient Retribution to Boggles, fair enough. But I mean, like Bimance and like the Tipacinas and all that stuff, that's fun and fair, right? Cool. And that is our last card for the stream. As Eric mentioned, some guys streamed or
you should throw on that other card. You should show that card.
Maybe I don't have it right here.
Okay, never mind.
Can I quickly find it? Let's see. But yeah, some industrious people. Let's see, is it in my? Oh, 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 oh! There it is. So yeah, it's kind of like blast from the past to the forward. Look at that.
Whoa.
Stealing things is called puppetry. Oh,
Yeah.
look at it.
Stealing things
how do you
is
love it? Yeah,
back on the menu,
puppetry.
boys.
Yeah. So I know we were super excited. Yeah, this is our spoiler card. We're big fans of it, and yeah, puppetry returns, which I love.
Puppetry 2.0. Puppetry back and better than ever.
Vroom vroom. All I know from vroom vroom is the old Mazda ads, which I think dates
Yes.
me.
Well,
that was Zoom Zoom, but yeah, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's where that was Zoom Zoom.
It was Zoom Zoom. Zoom Zoom.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Jeff. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, this is not part of our list. To be clear, this is a spoiler card. But yeah, thank you to everyone who came and joined us today. That's kind of our stream. Join us next week where we do something which we haven't figured out what it is yet. Just like every week. No, that's not true. That's not true.
Yeah, if you have ideas on what you'd like us to talk about, you know, any type of strategy or card ideas, deck ideas, or anything like that, you know, let us know. We have lists of ideas that we're trying to do, and we gotta try to figure them out.
Yeah. We could do
and also balance.
We could do a deck doctor if you got
up.
decks that you'd like us to take a look at. That's
yeah. No, yeah, we'll be very happy to say take this card out and put it in college. Yeah, no, that'd be cool too. So, but either way, you know, we're just happy everyone who's here is here.
Yeah. So as always, like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment below if you feel like it. If you don't, that's also fine. But talk to us. We're lonely. We're not lonely. We're lonely. Anyway. So I guess with that, goodbye. Thank you for joining us for another stream.
Yeah, and join us in the arena next week. Thanks for coming.
Peace.